Hi single ladies, welcome to Manifest Your Mr. Right with Sissy. I'm back again, Sissy, your host. Okay, today we're going to speak about basically my own experience on how I manifested my Mr. Right, my husband of 10 years, what techniques I used, what I did to actually be able to attract the desired man that I wanted in my life. So please stay tuned as we tackle this topic and I discuss my story. I'm back again, so I'm excited to share my story. Okay, my story is basically like every other woman's story. Okay, basically what I did for many years, I did date the wrong people, and I was in a very bad relationship for like a long-term relationship, dating the same person for long term, about 10 years, and that person was not for me. Okay, so basically I did have a wish list like everybody else. I had a wish list when I was in my early 20s. I read a book with Steve Harvey's book actually, and it spoke about writing down what you want in your desired man for your future man type of characteristics. Okay, so that's what I did. Okay, in my early 20s I did that, and for some reason after writing the list years later when I'm in the dating game, right, I stuck with the same person because the fact that I thought that I could change a man. This is where the story comes in, right? I felt that if I stayed with this guy, although he wasn't all that I wanted, that I listed in my wish list, I felt that I could stick with him because it felt safe to be in a relationship. You see, it felt safe because it was somebody that I was familiar with. I knew him by the time I finished high school. We started dating when I was in high school. So that whole dating experience after finishing high school, I stuck with this guy. And this guy was not all that I wanted in a man. However, he was a man. And I felt that although I had a wish list and I had all his desires, I felt a low self-esteem. I felt that I wasn't enough, that I wouldn't get the man that I really desired, because of my physical condition. You see, my physical condition of being somebody who's physically disabled or challenged, I felt that I wouldn't be able to attract the desired man that I wanted in my life. So I stayed in that relationship for many years, 10 years, right? And in those 10 years, it was off and on because we would break up for a while and then we'll get back together, you know, like that kind of thing. And I would tell myself that, oh, he loves me because he keeps coming back. You see, this is where the myth comes in. We tell ourselves these things to make ourselves feel better. Oh, he does these certain things because he loves me. Even if it doesn't make sense to you. If a guy cannot commit fully to you, he's cheating. And this guy was cheating right through the 10 years. However, I felt that I couldn't have more better than that. I felt that it's what I deserved, because of the fact that I'm a first person who's physically disabled. And I think that's the thing that kept me in that relationship. It felt safe and it felt familiar. And I would always think, but how would I now start another relationship, get to know another man, get another man to know my body and stuff like that, you see? Because I started dating, I think I was 21 when I finished matric, because I finished my high school late because of my injuries, right? When I got hurt, so it made me finish my high school late. So when I was 21, I started dating this guy, and then my self-esteem was so low at the time because he was the first guy I really dated after being hurt, after having the new body of being a disabled body, basically, or a challenged body, physically challenged body, so he gave me the kind of reassurance at the beginning that I was still attractive. You see, he gave me the assurance that I was still desirable to a man. And because of all those things, it also helped me, for a certain time in my life to build my self-esteem. However, he then broke down my self-esteem after building it up, because at the end of the day, he couldn't give me all that I wanted. The first couple of years was okay. I thought it'll go in progress, it'll get better, he will learn to really love me. After all, he was a divorcee. That's the whole thing. He was married before and divorced. So me never been married before, I needed the experience of marriage, and he never needed the experience of marriage. So within those 10 years, I kept on popping up the idea about marriage, and he will say, why marriage? Why spoil a good thing? So for me, it was like, what do you mean about a good thing? You see, ladies, men will use reverse psychology on us and make us feel that what they're giving us is a good thing, where it's not. We know it's not a good thing, right? However, they will convince us that, okay, just because I'm here, I'll ask him, do you love me? He says, why do I need to tell you that when I'm here? I'm here for you. I come and I see you all the time. I'm here for you. Doesn't it tell you enough? So we'll hear things like that. Or we'll hear things like, but why are you asking me? Why do you need me to tell you that I love you? So that also taught me that I had a deep need for a male love, because I grew up without a father figure, a male figure in my home. So I didn't have that affirmation, that I am good enough for a man, that I'm loved by a man. I didn't even know what a father figure, real love is from a man, is. So that is the issue I had. So I'm now listing all my self-esteem issues, my limiting belief systems which I had. So ladies, if you find yourself in a relationship that's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy, and this man is not good for you, but you still stay in, that means you have issues, you have limiting belief systems, which I will make another video on soon, so we can discuss it and how you can actually work on your limiting beliefs to change them, right? So back to my story. So for 10 years it was like that, and yes, I must tell you that there were some happy days and happy times, because at the end of the day, he was giving me my primary needs. He was being there. However, he was not able to give me what I really desired, that commitment, and only being with me, because thankfully he was never deceitful about seeing other women. I knew he was seeing other women because we lived in different provinces. That was another issue. We lived in different provinces, and he'll come and visit me very often on weekends and holidays and stuff like that, and stay for weekends. So for me, I felt, okay, this is good enough for me, because at least he's coming back to me, although he has other women. You see, and ladies, that can be very damaging to your self-esteem, because the man that you love doesn't see you as enough. That's how you feel, right? And because you're not getting the validation that you need, that you are enough. And because I had low self-esteem, all these things all built up, and within the 10 years we'll break up and make up. I'll fight and get angry, we'll break up, and then after a while we'll make up, and then that whole experience of getting back together and a make-up sex and stuff like that. So all I can also confuse you, because you're not thinking very straight. And before I knew it, 10 years had passed, and I was still at the first level of our relationship. I didn't get any commitments. So after 10 years, I decided, well, this is enough. This is 2010, yeah, right? I decided this is enough. I am changing my life. I am changing my direction in terms of what I want in a man. I want to get married, and the man that I love, unfortunately, doesn't want that. So that means he's not the right man for me. That means that there is my right man out there. You see, this is the thing that I even try and teach my clients in my coaching, is that there's always the man that you want. He's there, he's out there. It's a matter of you preparing yourself to meet that guy, to attract the right man, and let go of all the things that are holding you back, like a failed relationship, but you're still holding on to in the name of being safe, in the name of being familiar. So that's what happened to me. For 10 years, it was like that. So when I stopped it, after 10 years, and then I had a period of introspection, a period of looking within myself and dealing with my issues, dealing on why did I stay in this relationship for so long. Number one, what was I getting out of that failed relationship where the man was not giving me all that I need? Why did I stay? So I kind of did my own inner work, my own shadow work, as they call it, on what was holding me from moving forward and stopping this failed relationship, and waiting for 10 years until I stopped it, you see. So I needed to do that. So I did all that inner work. I did the crying and the sadness, and because it's a loss, I broke up with him, yes, but I was still feeling painful, about the whole thing. Although I had told him that I'm going to get married. I wasn't dating anybody at that time, but I told him that I'm going to get married. I'm getting married, so I can't date you anymore. And it was a shocker to him, because at the end of the day, he had no idea that I could do something like that, because for 10 years, it was up and down, going back